In Assessment 2, I made a decision to create an ABC Media platform for young people in order to increase contact and interaction and establish a long-lasting trustworthy relationship. I created an educational supplemental app for media consumption to address this concern. As an assumption, young people aged 13 to 17 can maximize their study and rest time at the ABC Hub to further their academic goals. A private study space where users may invite others to learn with. Two timers allow users to differentiate between what and when to do works. The app's safety system helps stop users from being bothered by strangers. It also allows users to turn off social media notification while the study timer is active. I will explore the following area based on. Survey shows that the average Australian teenager spends 14.4 hours a week online. Most of them are focused on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. The number of teens using TikTok is growing exponentially. According to the report, 44% of teens have had negative online experiences. Users want platforms to improve online safety information and provide appropriate content for teens to watch, listen, and play, as well as set reminders that prolonged media use is making users physically and mentally unhealthy. To better understand the needs and concerns of the users, interviews were first conducted. Interestingly, although the users were aware of their own poor control of time, their behavior did not seem to reflect their need for time and organization. Their habits and why they are distracted were also revealed as key points that could help us to better implement the design of the application. I constructed two hypothetical users. One is high school students who are hardworking but lack communication with others and want to make changes. The other one is middle school boy who lacks self-discipline and like to watch the game. And I found the main problems included lack of regular rest periods, which affects health and mental well-being. Dynamic updates on social media were distracting while studying, difficult to return to work after breaks, etc. These issues were translated into the features that the design should have. ABC Hub is a mobile app that divides audio and video content in the form of a virtual living room, playing music and education-only related video during focus sessions and converting to personalized recommended video during breaks. Users can create private study rooms and invite friends to study together. Task 1 is to register as a new user, and after filling in the basic information, select the type of music and video user like for future smart recommendations. After that, choose the interface aesthetics including color scheme, background, layout, and music player style. Task 2 requires the user to first add friends and then create a private study room where the user can work with friends to play music that is appropriate to listen to while studying, and the user should be muted upon entering the room to create a good study environment. After the initial login, Task Flow 1 replaces the interface for inputting basic information with a selection of interest and adds a complete interface to streamline the task flow. On their profile page, individuals can also change the timer and interface colors. The second task flow eliminates the construction of a joint song list. By selecting the constructed song list directly within the room, the final task can also be cancelled as there is the option to choose whether or not to use the audio when entering the room before build up the room. After the paper prototyping, the first interactive wireframe was created. I evaluated with two users and found several conceptual and usability errors, such as people being unresponsive to the prototype after selection and confusion about being unable to go back. Users were also stopped from deselecting the incorrect option by the absence of a back button. Color was added to the mid-fidelity prototype in order to begin to create a sense of realism, and the wireframes and font size were adjusted and optimized. From the heuristic analysis, it can also be concluded that more consistency and criteria are needed to differentiate between interactive buttons and non-interactive features, and that more colors could be used to attract and promote use by teenage users. A high-fidelity prototype was created and tested on users. Because the task flow was changed and made more logical, but the user may not find the function accurately, this tested the user mental model for feedback on multitasking. This iteration incorporated the experience and feedback from the previous two iterations, and the order of tasks was changed. More issues were addressed, and icons and illustration were inserted in order to incorporate more visual communication. Engagement was facilitated. The back button was added so that users are no longer bothered by the inability to return, demonstrating a more mature layout and improving flow. While analyzing the heuristics, it can be seen that this application follows the natural logic in that different functions are displayed with relative icons that match the real world. For example, the icon for listening to a song is the headset. At the same time, the buttons make it unnecessary for the user to question the operation, maintaining consistency. On the Creating a Room page, when the invite button is pressed, it switches to a gear when not connected, making the user aware of the visibility of the status. For the final iteration, all issues were reconsidered, applied, and resolved in full. All pop-ups windows as well as pressed buttons have been given the same shadow effect. Search bars provide guided help to the users with text. I think I have reduced all unnecessary information in the design to keep it simple and aesthetically pleasing. If the project is to stay, more testing is needed, using media outreach and interviewing users for feedback to further understand usability issues. A few users alone won't get all the issues identified, and overlooking issues can lead to serious mistakes. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening.